Brian, I know it's early in the season, but what differences do you see in the Toronto Raptors and what they're doing so far this year?
I think it's another year under their belt. Familiarity. They got the two-headed monsters, obviously, and Kyle and DeRozan, and their guys are playing great ball and leading that team. So, they're a very confident bunch, which they should be. Very good team. They've been playing some good ball since the season started.
LeBron, the way you guys are shooting threes, is this kind of in your mind, a natural evolution based on the talent of this team? This is what you guys would become?
Well, our front office has done a great job of putting a great group of personnel together that complements each other. It's just a byproduct of it.
You guys got off to the same start record-wise last year as you're off to so far this year. But does it feel different this year for you?
I really don't even I don't pay attention to the records too much. I just see how we're playing, and we'll continue to work our process, continue to work our habits, and get better every day. I think at the end of the day, the records will speak for itself, throughout this season. So, I can't compare last year to this year. It's just it's a new journey, and I like the way the road that we're headed down right now.
Phil Jackson made a comment. Jackie McMullen said that he feels like you prefer special treatment in the NBA, and he also talks about yourself and Rich and Mav and Randy, this guy as a posse. I spoke to Maverick about it last night. He was kind of upset. Do you have any comment on that?
I've been in this league 14 years, and from the beginning, 2 years in, I felt like that I wanted to put my guys in position of power and give those guys an opportunity to better themselves. And in the beginning, we were highly criticized, and I was highly criticized about what I wanted to do to help some guys around me become very successful in business. And it just sucks that now at this point, having one of the biggest businesses that you can have, both on and off the floor, having a certified agent in Rich Paul, having a certified business partner in Maverick Carter, that's done so many great business, that the title for young African Americans is the word posse. So it's for me, we see the success that we had, but then there's always someone that lets you know how far we still have to go as African Americans. And I just don't believe that Phil Jackson would have used that same term if he was doing business with someone else, working with another team, or if he was working with anybody in sports that was owning a team that wasn't African American and that had a group of guys around him that he didn't agree with what they did. I don't think he would have called them a posse. But it just shows how far we still have to go, and but it won't stop us from doing what we need to do as a group. I've put together a great team. I've empowered some guys, since I was a kid, and we've all grown together and become one of the people that try to model after. So we're not going to let Phil Jackson's comments stop us from doing what we need to do. It just gives us extra motivation, and it's just still sad though to see that people at the top always want to try to put guys in power down.
Do you have any relationship with Phil?
Zero. No relationship at all. I had nothing but respect for him as a coach, for what he was able to do. Obviously, he was at the helm of of my favorite player of all time, MJ, and also been there growing up and watching with the Lakers. But I got nothing for him.
You said you had respect for him?
Yeah.
Up until.
Yeah.
Is that some of the other stuff you said about you was hurtful, but was it the posse thing that stuck with you the most?
It's a lot, but to use that label, and if you go and read the definition of what the word posse is, it's not what I've built over my career. It's not what I stand for. It's not what my family stands for. And I believe the only reason he used that word because he see young African Americans trying to make a difference.
Are you surprised that you're still dealing with that, considering? I guess like you said early on, you would expect to take some criticism or some of what you're doing when you empower Rich the way you did and Matt, but you guys are fairly well established yourself, fairly well respected around the league at this point.
Nah, It's just it's not surprising. If he says it out to the media, can only imagine what he says when the camera's not on him or the headset is not on or whatever you guys record on. So he's got a lot more work to do.
Is that I don't want to make too big of a picture, too big of a reach, but we spent a lot of time talking about Donald Trump for the last couple of weeks, and you've been very outspoken about him. And then to have this come on the heels of that, is there a correlation to be made there, or is that a reach?
No, I mean, I don't know. It could be a reach. But at the same time, it could be a reach, it could not be a reach. I mean, you don't know what the direct correlation is, but I know that I know how hard I work. I know how much I sacrifice. I know I show up to work every single day, and I know I put my team in every franchise I've been on, from the Heat to here before me, because I've only cared about one thing, and that's winning. And I've tried to put my guys in position where they can walk into a meeting and go places, and they don't need me because they've got to a point where they've done their homework, they've studied on what they wanted to do, and they can hold a meeting without me because of the respect that they have and the knowledge they have. And and that's just 12 years of just hard work and dedication that we put to each other. So I know Phil's a position of power in our sport, but to criticize me and my guys over that is it's nonsense. But whatever. It's gonna be a story, and it's cool.
Ron, on a bigger scope, off of Jason's question, do you feel like, are you worried that racial tensions or divide will increase in this climate that we're in now? I mean, there's already been a bump in incidents and reports over the last couple of weeks.
It's just at the end of the day, we all know that race is a huge thing in our country and in our world. I mean, it is what it is. I think, for me as a young African American man, and for my kids that I'm raising right now, and for so many kids, both black and white, is how we can continue to help each other become better for ourselves and help the people around us. And it's so easy to down someone. I was a kid. I rode on buses before and was in classrooms before, and I get the jokes that go on, but it's so easy to do that. But the hard part is, how can you pull someone to the side and help them out and help better their day and tell them ways that they can become better and things of that nature, because it's only for the greater of everybody. So for me, being who I've been in my career so far, I've done nothing but, if anybody needed advice about the game or wanted to talk about the game, I've been nothing but an open book. But it seems like when my name is involved with other people that's helped build the game, it's like, how can we criticize what he do on and off the floor instead of trying to help me? It's challenging at times, because I don't want to fall into a point where now it's a headline and I already know my name rings a lot of pages and things of that nature. But it's just hard to continue to be quiet about situations.
Along those lines, I think there are 5 players in the NFL that are going to Capitol Hill to have conversations, hopefully to try and further the conversation about what's going on. Is that something that you would ever be interested in?
No, we had a conversation at the White House on our visit just past last week about how we can continue to help. How can we get the police brutality to kind of slow down? How can we help communities? What can we have the conversation? How can we help better it? And they were great, and open ears and open arms and just giving advice and things of that nature. It's about how can we continue to be a positive impact on our communities, and no matter, like I said, no matter if you're African American or if you're a white male or if you're a minority or Mexican or whatever the case may be, how can we all help each other be as great as we can be as a nation, instead of always downing each other because someone is in power or someone feels like they're entitled to do that. So that's my whole goal. My whole goal is, where I have this platform and this muscle that I have right now, is how can I, better the youth that looks at me every single day and see what I do and see what I say and see the way I walk and talk and what I wear, and use it as a positive way to get out of the situation they're in. I'm not going to be that guy that ever downplays somebody or try to knock someone off just because I feel better about myself.